Good morning, everyone. It's January 23, 2024, 9:38. Thought was streaming earlier, but was not. But we have everything on now. I haven't had any trades yet. And yeah, just looking at AMD, there's a lot of stocks that are gapping up. We have BABA, UAL, NEO, Apple, RAM, TKO, JD, and Plug right now. But it already have that move. It already made that opening range breakout. So what I'm looking at is AMD, a test of yesterday's closing below the body of this, and to short AMD. So waiting for some weakness. Okay, so that is 168.13. I'm waiting for that level. Okay, so that is so those Chinese stocks, BABA, NEO, had already formed an opening range breakout. AMD here having some resistance in 167.43. I'm waiting for this to touch 168.13. That is the low of the body of this candlestick. And then thinking of shorting it there. All right. Resistance at 167.52. Went to 652, still acting as a resistance here. If this one fails again, I'm gonna be shorting it. Okay, shorting AMD. A bit higher risk here, just the market just opened. So just risking that much for this. It's a very small position for AMD. This level is holding, so I don't like that. Lowering down my risk here. I don't like that the moving average is holding here. Just managing this one and having my stop loss close. This is one of those trades opening range, but it's not doing anything, so just lowering down my stop loss here. I have the probability that this can stop me out easily, but that's totally fine. I just don't want to have this one to push all the way up and I get stuck there. I just don't like that this one is still it's just on that range. That's why I'm just trailing my stop here. Let's see the 1 minute. So not budging here. So I'm just putting my stop loss closed. Now with the 1 minute, there's a higher probability that you will get stop out. I'm totally fine with that. I am considering that with this strategy just because it's a low probability trade. So we just broke that moving average. Waiting for 165.87. There's a big order here. I just moved my stop loss at break even. Stop loss now is at break even. Very small position. Lowering down my stop loss lower than my break even. I'm waiting for a flush, which is not happening. So that's gonna stop me out. But if this one flush through, this one is a big volume bar right here. So now I'm not risking any of my capital here because my stop loss is lower than break even. A little bit of covering here. Just waiting for a flush here. The thing that I'm seeing here is every time this one have a little pop, it just get that rejection. So some weakness is there. 166.47. Very close in getting stop out. Okay, so stop out there. It's like almost just a break-even trade. So that's why I was trailing this one. Because look at the 15 minutes. 15 minutes can go either direction. If this 5 minutes, if this broke above this 5-minute candlestick, then this is not going to be a good short. But if this bar right here acts as a strong resistance, then thinking of reshorting this one. I'm looking now at what AMD will do at 167.45. Okay, so yeah, no short setup here at AMD. I'm looking at is Mara. Look at Mara, how it rejected that level. So for now, no setup at AMD. What I'm looking at is for AMD to test 168.21. In the meantime, looking for an easier trade. Not a short selling restriction, but look at this. Created an opening range breakdown. It's always below the VWAP here. Float is 551 million. 98.31 is the VWAP here. Testing the support right here. This one is 0.04 spread. I just want to short this one once it's closer to the VWAP. All right, Piton. Gap up. Not a lot of volume, but this one, if it's a big gap up, this could be a 9 EMA right here. All right, AMD about to touch that level that we placed. Created a new low here. Trying to get a nice entry here to the short. Inside bar for SPY, so we have to consider that if it's an inside bar, then expect some consolidation as well for the rest of the stocks, most especially those that are reflecting SPY. All right, so AMD now. We have another level here, 168.52. That's the low of the body of this candlestick. Piton looking like it's forming a 9 EMA. So this is the level that we were waiting for AMD for it to reject. I want to see some form of rejection at that level. This one thing's taking longer. Let's look at BABA. BABA created a nice pullback here, 73.25. So looking for a VWAP play here for BABA. Stop loss 73.25. Let's see, 72.97. So thinking long BABA here. Let's see, there's a big order sitting right here. So 73.30. That's gonna stop me out. Not a lot of pushed here with AMD. Wow, with BABA. So this one is a VWAP play, BABA. Not a lot of volume here. Okay, entering a long position here in BABA. So long BABA. So just a small position, BABA. So with BABA, with that some consolidation right there, trailing my stop here. Stop loss is just below the body of this. Some rejection right there at VWAP. Only doing the VWAP since we're still just less than 30 minutes into the market open. So just managing my trade here in BABA. $73.49 average cost. Stop loss is very close there. Very close to getting stop out. So some buyers step in at 73.30, but not a lot for this to have that pop. So AMD went higher than our levels. No imbalance in the bid and the ask. Some consolidation. Not a lot of volume here. There's no imbalance here as well. Another rejection there. Almost 10 cents of getting stop out of BABA. We're looking at BABA. Let's look at AMD. Big push here at AMD. That is the level that we marked here. It just went all the way up. Does it show any signs of reversal now or weakness? It's not giving us any signs yet. So let's just monitor our BABA trade. So BABA now is stuck at in the 5 minutes that VWAP. What I see with BABA is just that big let's see, for a couple of days BABA had been trading so low at 67, so investors could have been scooping this one down, hence explains the pop. So still in this BABA trade. So now we're above okay, so I am not willing to risk any of my capital here, so I'm moving my stop loss above break even. So even if this one pulls back, I am still green in this trade. So we entered this one at that VWAP. So let's trail it. I'm giving it some room just because we haven't closed this candlestick yet. Rejection at 74. That's we do have a lot of 74 here. My stop loss is 40 cents from the current high of this 74, which I'm comfortable with. AMD, first red candlestick in the 5 minutes. So I'm still looking at AMD. AMD 169 acted as a, okay, AMD here, 169. Acted as shorting AMD here. Stop loss 169.04. So short AMD, long BABA here. Candlestick here still has 3 minutes left, so let's give it some time. AMD stop loss is 169. So this one's already just consolidating, which is expected. All right, BABA here. This we are now graded above 74. Trying to add to my AMD trade. Rejection at 74. AMD. BABA. Just trailing my stop here. Wanted to add to my AMD trade here. Did not get to add. So yeah, AMD here is okay, let's see what Bob is doing. Move my stop loss in AMD at break even. I don't like that it's having that moving average. Okay, BABA, just trailing my stop here. AMD is working nicely, trailing my stop here. This is the moment where I wish I could have more shares in AMD. AMD plan there is just to ride it. All right, BABA here. Let's trail our stop. So we were looking for a short here, but closest to VWAP. This one could have been an entry, but I was watching two stocks, so did not get to. So AMD is working nicely here. Just trailing the stop here there. And then BABA here. Let's trail our stop here as well. AMD working nicely, and we only have like a small position here. So with AMD, I was short bias at the open just because of what it did yesterday and how the daily looks like today. UAL, 5 minutes, about to touch the low of this 5 minutes. So there's a big order, 41.09. So UAL is a potential for 9 EMA, where it is a gap up, touch to the 9 EMA, and then a pushback up, 41.09. All right, so BABA, stop me out. All right, so all out, BABA there was trying to get out, but I added to the position, but all out. AMD working nicely here. A bounce at the VWAP at AMD. All right, UAL. Let's look for a 9 EMA trade here. Big order 41. 41 is still there. So low of this is 40.08. NEO formed as well a 9 EMA here, 6.5. So for UAL, we are looking for a 9 EMA trade. All right, low of this is 40.77. AMD could have been a bigger home run if I have a bigger position there. Okay. What happened to the big orders here? So we are now close to 40.77. That's the low of the day. All right, new candlestick here. Big volume bar here. Okay, so we have that big volume bar as well in the 1 minute. I think that was the big order that was filled. I was just looking at the different stock. Let's see what will UAL do at 40.76. $40.78. Big order at 70. Apple creating a 9 EMA as well. This one's taking forever. Okay, Apple creating a 9 EMA. The daily doesn't look too good. All right, UAL. Okay, 40.74 coming in. Okay, got stop out of AMD. So if this one shows some signs of strength, 40.74, then we will long this stock. 40.74. Okay, entering long UAL. Long UAL here. Average cost here, 40.97. Stop loss is just that low of the day. So look at NEO here. NEO created that 9 EMA. You have a pullback at 9 EMA and then pushed all the way up here. So that's already a 16 cents move. Let's see if UAL is able to do that as well. Moving my stop loss close to this pushed up. Using the 1 minute now, just so I can have a less smaller risk here. Very close to getting stop out here. Okay, got stop out there. UAL. So all out there. UAL. All right. So all out UAL. That one was a fake out. We'll give it some time. All right. What I'm looking for AMD is another reload to the short. So I want this one to pop closer to 168.52 before I short this. All right, so I need to see a pop in 68.43 before shorting this one. Okay, nice with the 15 minutes. Okay, now that's the level of yesterday's close right there. Okay, went short AMD. So AMD back in flat, but I do have my stop loss close to it. UAL now is ready for let's see if I can get my orders in with UAL, since now UAL is so long UAL. So added long to my UAL, AMD here, working nicely. Took some with AMD. All right, UAL, we're back long UAL. Time to lower down this stop loss, giving it some room. Stop loss here is the low of the day, 40.62. Waiting for AMD to break this VWAP. AMD is working nicely. I'm waiting for AMD to go lower than the VWAP here. UAL still trying to push higher than 40.97 here, struggling there. Waiting for 167.18 to go lower than that. We have a lot of bids, so this trade right here is good. UAL. Let's see if UAL will stop us out again. Very close to getting stopped out here in UAL. But AMD is working very nicely here. It's now below the VWAP. This one still has some room to go. Lowering down my stop loss. We're now at the VWAP for the stop loss. Looks like this one still has some room to go down. Our stop loss now is at the VWAP. So we're waiting for a more rip down. Okay. Stop loss right there, just that low. Take some profit there. Slower down our stop loss here. Very close to getting stop out. UAL. Waiting for another leg down for AMD. AMD is just so weak. Look at this one. Usually it could have bounced already from here, but it's just getting hammered. Okay, a little bit of a bounce there. Trail our stop. UAL, we're waiting for a bounce here with UAL. UAL was so close to getting stop out and then get that bounce right there. Let's manage our, so two positions, UAL long and short AMD here. Still bunch of orders sitting right here at AMD. Apple is going down as well. We're short AMD, so that's gonna help there. This is the reason why we did not go for the 9 EMA with Apple, because although it looks like a perfect setup, but the daily looks like we have been trending up for the past couple of days. So we did reach that high of the day, 95.75, and it looks weak from there. That's why we did not long Apple at that 9 EMA setup. UAL getting that. I don't like what UAL is doing, so I'm just lowering down my risk and moving my stop loss close to my break even. It's just consolidating in that level for a while, so even if this one stopped me out, totally fine with that. I just don't trust that this has the juice for this to go up. Can always re-enter UAL, but yeah, so all out of that. All right, so lost at UAL here, but AMD working very nicely here. Now we have that support 165. $166. UAL has lots of fake out here, so let's see how the higher time frame looks like. All right, last trade here in UAL to the long. So last long position in UAL. Stop loss here is not even the wick here, but right here. AMD, very close to getting stop out here at AMD. All right. All out here with Apple, AMD. UAL, stop out again there. AMD bouncing. So yeah, all out of that UAL. Since we are at an hour, I'm gonna lower down my risk now. All right. Tesla is an inside bar, so it's hard to trade Tesla. Big wick at RAM, so don't wanna do a 9 EMA there. So I am still short bias AMD here. So what I'm looking is another pop to 168 and then short it there. Tesla, the 15-minute. 5 minutes, looks like we have this, but lots of consolidation. Coin looking weak here with the 15 minutes. I don't like the daily. AMD, waiting for another push up to 168. Once this push up to 168, I'll short this one. But right now, there's no edge in shorting this one. So no open position. Apple. Big order here. What happened at 10:20? SPY 10:20. Okay. Yeah, the Apple one, the daily looks weak. That's why I don't want to do a long trade in Apple. AMD, waiting for another bounce to 168 before shorting AMD. This is the reason why I did not want to do a long at Apple. Look at this one. It's breaking down again. So I'm watching AMD do a bounce to 168 and then short it there. And I'm looking at, let's see. I don't think there's any other setup. I want AMD to jump back up here so I can be shorted. Tesla, the interesting level here is the low of this body from yesterday. NIO has a rejection at the VWAP. Still waiting for my level at AMD to go to 168.13. Apple encountered some buyers at 194. Someone is scooping Apple here at 194. Logi, interesting level here, the high of the day, 86.21. This is the one that's gapped down 10.2%. We are now at the level of this big wick, 68. Highest for today is 86.38. I'm short bias LOGI. Short selling restriction here, 1.2 million volume. Big volume comparing from other days. And this one is float of 147 million. So not a low float stock. Apple pushing up. All right, Logi This is a nice doji right here. Looking for a short entry to LOGI. 86. This one is a 0.07 spread, so be very careful with this big spread here, not the usual 0.01 spread. Since I saw now this is 0.11 spread, I'm not going to be touching this one. The spread that I like is around 0.1, but 0.11, that's big of a risk. The soon that you enter the trade, you're already down by 11 cents. So I'm not going to be touching LOGI. All right, AMD, waiting for AMD to touch 168.03 here. And I'm still short bias AMD. All right, 168.13. We're now at 10:30. Be careful with some fake outs here. At this time, it could be not as clean as earlier. Big order sitting right here, 68.15. Waiting for that one to push through before shorting this one. I'm still looking at UAL for 15 minutes now. This is not pushing up 68.13. Waiting for 68.13. We're printing at 168.02. This is encountering that resistance right there. So entered short here. Not a lot of volume. So that one can still test that 168.13. All right, so shorting AMD. Baba eventually created a new high of the day. So Logi, this is the one that we're looking at for a short, but I did not took the trade just because of that 11 cents spread. That's too big of a risk. Let's see, UAL is forming for a reversal, not yet. First white candlestick here. Higher high, higher lows. entered long here. UAL last long here. $40.28 stop loss. There's a lot of fake outs here. What seeing with AMD now is there's not a flush now. Earlier when you get the rejection, it has that big flush. Right now it's holding, so we have to be careful with that. So out of this, UAL is just not ready for a bounce. This one is holding this level. Another rejection at 168.13 here at AMD. Big order at 68 here. See if we can see any anomaly here. Added to my position there to the short. Stop loss here, 68.17. This one in the 15 minutes is higher high, so this can still go either direction. SPY having a little bit of a pullback. SPY having a little bit of a pullback right here. Just added to my position there. So SPY, interesting, is pulling back. AMD is just in this level. So we have to consider that. So 15 minutes here is still just an inside bar. So that can still go at either direction. Waiting for this one to break down. SPY just created a new low of the day. So this one, with that wick all the way at the top, looking good. That's the average cost right there. So we're still like almost just break even here. $67.87. Let's see if this one really has the juice to go up, and if this is just gonna squeeze us out. Big order at 68 here. Rejection at 68.13. Rejection again at 68. That was a big order that went through there. Rejection at 68 again. So this one is just going sideways. We have a wall at 68. So we've been in this position for a while. Be out at 68.13. All right, out of that trade, it's not falling quickly. We can always go back. So out of that. UAL never had any chance of pushing up. Yeah, AMD still looking weak, but I don't like that. It's just consolidating at that 68.13. Now the bid are stacking up here in AMD. Okay, re-entering short AMD here. What is this company? So just a small position to the short with AMD. Tesla, I'm looking for Tesla to test the low, this level, 208.20. Let's see if UAL is ready for a bounce. So that 5 minutes, let's see, we did had a fake out earlier at this. So this is first, second, let's see if this is the third fake out, then that will be the last trade on this. So 40 acting as a support there. Added to my position there. AMT here, did some consolidation there. AMT is just not as clean. It did a lot of consolidation before that rejection. Okay, took some profit there. I did not like that it's just consolidating. So all out of AMT, but that one was a green trade with a small profit there. So this 140 acting as a support here. So just adding to my position there. Let's see if this one now is ready for a bounce. So just putting in my stop loss here. AMD went all the way down to that moving average, but this re-entry to my position, I just covered it there just because it wasn't moving. So UAL, I did, yeah, giving this one some room. So UAL, that S3, what's the SPY doing? SPY bouncing, not really. Looks like UAL just got hammered at the open and now just having that bounce. So this is the first bounce on UAL finally. Okay, this is the move that we were waiting for. It took a while, but we were able to capitalize on this with that add. 40.60. So still, let's trail our stop here. Just trailing my stop. My stop is behind that move. Giving it some room. Very close to getting stop out there. Trailing my stop here. We have a level right there, trail our stop, took some out. Okay, all out. Very small shares left. We do have 41 right here. Let's see. Looks like 41 is incoming. All right. So all out there. This one looks like still has some room to go. Look at AMD here. We went out, but now this is the move. But it's just so jumpy. So yeah, for that, I think. So we were able to ride this one all the way to 41 right here. All right, so let's do our recap. Done with the trade. And let's see, it's 11, 9:30, 10:30, 11. So an hour and a half trade and done with the trade. So let's do our recap. So we only traded 3 stocks today: AMD, BABA, and UAL. So good morning, everyone. It's January 23, 2024, 11 in the morning, and we are just doing a market recap. So for today, we traded 3 stocks: AMD, BABA, and UAL. So let's do this in order. So let's look at SPY first. SPY at the open, I did mention that we are in the inside bar or inside day. So expect some consolidation to happen today, which is what we have seen. Now with AMD, AMD is weak since yesterday. AMD yesterday went all the way to 174 and then went all the way down to 164 before it had a little bounce of 168. So still very weak. It had a downgrade from one of the analysts, and since then, since yesterday, I am bearish with AMD. So the strategy with AMD is to short at the pop and to cover at the drop. So that's what we did. So what I saw with the AMD with the 5 minutes, so first 5 did not take a trade, next 5, and then on the third 5-minute candlestick, I went short, and then I got, I was trailing my stop, did not want to make this as a red trade. That's why, let me just get my pen here. That's why I was trailing my stop, and sure enough, I got stop out, which is fine because right after I got stop out, it shoot up. So a small green trade right there. I was waiting for another signs of weakness with AMD, but if you see here, I do have a level right here. That level is, first is we have this level at yesterday's closing body. So that is that 168 range, 168.19. And then the high of the day is this level. So I was interested in seeing what AMD will do at that 168 level. So at that 168, we did see that first sign of weakness, which is that red candlestick. After I see that red candlestick right there, I went short, added to my position, trailing my stop, and I got stop out. Still have a small position all the way out down right here, all out at the sign of reversal, and still that magic level 168.52, still eyeing that level, and at the sign of pop I will short it. So I shorted again, added to my position, trailing my stop, and sign of reversal, all out. Now here I was building my position, I lightened the load a little, and then just that little bit of a drop I cover right there. I did not like how AMD was doing at this, because this is the first drop, second drop, third drop. It had been consolidating, so I do not see any big bid at this level at this time. That's why I just went all out, and look what it did. After I went out, it just shoot right back up. So right now, that level right there, 169, is the high of the day. Let's see what it'll do, but I'm all out of AMD with a profit of 3,400. Next one is BABA. So what I saw with BABA is very strong. That's why I was long bias with BABA. It's a gap up of more than 3%, met our criteria. So a big gap up right here. It's not creating any 9 EMA trade, but a VWAP. So at the VWAP, it had a little bit of a pullback. So strategy there is a VWAP play on a gap up. So I went long right here at the sign of a little bit of a pullback. And then that pullback right there was good enough for us to be able to ride it all the way to the top. So long, covered, and tried another long, a little bit of a pop, but that gave us a 209. Next one is UAL. UAL is just a break-even trade. Initially, I was red with UAL, but I time it in a way that it bounced to the S3. So UAL had 3 strikes for me. 1 strike, I was doing long, I got stop out. Look at how the 5 minutes is forming. So that's the reason why you have to obey your stop loss. Another one, I got stop out again. And then on the third one, this one, it now moved to 41, which was, I was all out at 41. But with that 2, that was a loss, 1 loss, second loss. Since my stop loss is tight, did not make this as a red trade. But on the third, which is that doji right there, it just created that just enough bounce all the way to the VWAP for us to be able to dig ourselves out of this hole. So with that, ending the day with 3,800, and yeah, traded an hour and a half for today, but done for the day. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about any day trading questions, please feel free to reach us out, and you can email us out. And if you do have questions about how to day trade for a living, please check our website out. It's called ecourseunlocked.com, and in that website we do teach how to day trade for a living. Feel free to check it out. Our recap is there as well. So it's ecourseunlocked.com. We are now venturing out to real estate as well, and we do have our courses. Our course for now is for day trading. Soon it will also be about real estate, investing in real estate, but this is our syllabus right here. Let's just move this one right here. Our syllabus, our daily, our recap is there as well. And one of our favorite strategy, which you can download for free in a PDF form, is our opening range breakout or breakdown. So please check that one out. And thank you so much for watching. Again, if you do have questions, please feel free to email us out. And with that, ending the day, with a 3,800 profit. So with that, I hope you guys had a green trading day. And yeah, cutting this streaming short, and I hope you had a great trading day. So we'll do this again next time. Thank you for watching and have a good one. Bye-bye.